Go and stroke my dolphin.
Was his dick in it?
Hello and welcome back to Everything's Fine, probably your weekly antidote to bad news and the increasingly desperate side of politicians sprinting between parties like it's the last shopper out of Saigon. Now, if you listened last week and thought surely that's the end of Conservative MPs defecting to Reform UK, well, firstly, thanks for your optimism. And secondly, absolutely not. No, since we last spoke, Suella Braverman has also gone, which means Reform UK is now, it's less a political party, it's more a sort of haunted house where disgruntled former ministers gather to whisper about immigration and personal grievance. So you may remember last week we talked about Robert Jenrick defecting, followed immediately by Andrew Rossingdale in what can only be described as a midlife crisis, but for political careers. The interesting thing is, despite all of these political colossuses defecting all over the place, the polls suggest Reform UK is not doing better. In fact, they're doing slightly worse. Recent polling shows Reform support has stalled or dipped since this wave of defectors began. So this strategy of what if we just became the Conservative Party but louder and angrier doesn't seem to be electrifying the electorate. If anything, the voters seem to be looking at this parade of defectors and thinking, oh God, it's all the same people with a different logo. And this lot are Boris Johnson's former cabinet. They were the ones who failed to cover themselves in glory only a few short years ago. And it does rather underline the point we tried to make last week. If your party's big selling point is that it's an alternative to the political establishment, filling it up with the political establishment may not be the masterstroke you think it is. Still, hats off to them. It's pretty impressive to sink one political party, jump to another one and immediately start sinking that too. Anyway, before another former Home Secretary defects mid-recording, we should probably move on to some actual good news. And thankfully, we've got some. Because despite what British politics might suggest, not everything is collapsing at once. And to help me do this, we've got the whole team back together. We've got Gemma, we've got Shelley, we've got Stu. Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, Jim, can I ask you, well, not ask you something. I just wanted to tell you something off the back of what you just said. You know that thing you sent about Sauron joining Reform UK?
I did do that, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was real. So I actually had to like go through my normal steps that I go through to verify it. And it is verified. He really has joined. So
Fantastic. I thought you were there. So now you've lost respect for Sauron. He seemed like such a decent sort.
Yeah, I thought, there was hope that he could turn things around.
Yeah, he thought he stood for something, but apparently not.
I mean, Cruella Braverman, she's popular, isn't she?
I'm pretty sure. Didn't we go to see a stand-up comedian, Stu, who knew her, used to go to college with her and described her as the most stupid woman he'd ever met?
Oh, yeah.
A stupid person, probably, not even gender specific.
Yeah. Do you think this is a Tory strategy to basically break reform?
Could be, just send them all their worst people. I mean, it should rejuvenate the Tories as well, really, shouldn't it? Because it's basically dumping all your litter on somebody else. It'd be the equivalent of me taking all of the crap in my house and dumping it in the neighbours and then trying to proclaim that it was some sort of brilliant new house that they were creating.
Oh, right. Have you tried that before in the past?
No, but now I've thought of it. It's not a bad idea, is it?
Not a bad idea, is it? Shelley, you're right. You look a bit tired there.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you smoothie, Stu.
Yeah, well, I was just checking in on you.
This is how you remain single, isn't it?
This is our sort of well-being check-in.
Looking like shit is how I remain single as well.
Yeah.
It's a masterclass tonight.
Yeah.
It's the secret of your success, Gemma.
I mean, I haven't
been a Fruit Loop, I think.
Oh, fair enough.
I haven't completed my equality, diversity, and inclusivity training as yet. So does it show? But I shall do it later. I shall click through as fast as I can and get that module complete.
Let's get to the quiz.
They don't let you skip to quiz now, do they?
Yeah, it's pretty much, yeah, you can't even skip the quiz or the questionnaire, can you, at the end? Shocking. But what is it, Shelley? You've not been sleeping?
No, I am I have gone mental at the moment.
Have you now? Oh,
I'm
okay.
off work with anxiety and insomnia.
Okay.
So no, I'm not sleeping. This is the first day I've put makeup on.
Yeah.
That lot of good it did.
You see, Jim, it's a good job I asked, good job I noticed, checking in with our colleagues on this podcast, what we're all about, isn't it? So, sometimes you've got to ask the difficult question.
Yeah, and it's okay to admit that you're not okay, as they say. So.
Oh dear. So have you how do you get to sleep then? Have you got any top tips on how to get to sleep?
I now definitely, because this is the second time I've had this isn't as bad as no, this is the second time I've had really bad insomnia in my life. And definitely from that experience, I think it's safe to say that drugs don't work. That is a song, isn't it? The drugs don't work.
Yeah, I think that's the Verve, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like either they take ages to work and then you're really knocked out the next day, or I mean, I got put on a beta blocker and it gave me the most crippling heartburn in the world. I actually think I felt like I had stomach acid in my ear canal.
Yeah, stomach acid in your ear canal.
That is quite far from home.
So
was that on the the list they give you of possible side effects?
I always seem to manage to get like one really rare side effect and nothing else. It's like this is in the rare.
Yeah, are you sure that's okay? Should you go to the doctor? Stomach acid in your ear canal?
Yeah, I've just stopped taking it and I do feel better for it. I'm just using I'm trying to do all the sleep hygiene.
Okay.
Where you have a bath and you make sure you don't have any screens and read books. But sometimes I get too distracted, I get too anxious and I can't concentrate on anything. And then I just have to get up again. Yeah. So I think I'm actually spending less and less time in my bedroom, which probably isn't helping with sleeping. So
the sleep hygiene you've read online, it's not working.
I think it will work. But there just has to be a point where you don't feel so anxious.
Yeah.
Because I was at the point that someone was knocking on my door on Saturday and I was too frightened to answer my door. Oh. And then I ended up crawling up to the spy hole because we're not allowed ring doorbells where I live because it's leasehold building. Yeah. And then I ended up I was crawling up to the door and looked through the spy hole and it was one of my neighbours. And I'm like, oh God, okay. And I opened it and I'd left my keys in the door. So why am I freaking out? I've totally left it so anyone can just open my door and walk into my flat, but I'm then too frightened to answer my door.
But that's good though, isn't it? To have good neighbours like that.
Yeah. She's the neighbour who told me I had to put bells on my cats during the breeding season. She's very helpful.
Yeah, she sounds full of good advice. I've got some good advice for you. I'm not necessarily a psychologist, but the thing with the anxiety, have you tried not thinking about those things?
Yes, it definitely feels better when you don't think about it.
Well, can't you just do that then and go to sleep?
Yeah, sometimes. Thanks, Stu. Do you know what? I'll let you know how I get on tonight. I'll tell you at probably bloody 3 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, that's what you typically pay 50 quid for, isn't it? A psychologist, week in, week out. Have you considered not thinking about these things?
I have just forgot one thing. I've been forgetting to take my vitamin D.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Vitamin D deficiency causes insomnia and anxiety. Well, there we go. I'll be back to work in a week.
So stop thinking about those things and maybe have a nice warming cup of Ovaltine. How about that?
That sounds nice.
Yeah. And as my dad would say, if you're feeling a bit low, just go out in the sunshine. That'll be fine. But what about trauma, Dad? Doesn't matter. Get your vitamin D, 20 minutes a day. So there's my advice. 1970s, 80s parenting advice.
Well, that's isn't that more just pull yourself together?
Yeah.
You know what your problem is? You're weak.
Yeah.
You're weak and you're lazy.
What have you tried not having insomnia?
Yeah. The other one was, oh, well, there's people worse off than you. Well, I don't really, no disrespect. I don't know them. I don't really care about them because this is me who can't sleep. They say, well, they haven't got any houses, maybe where some people live, and go, well, that's their problems, isn't it? When people says, people worse off, I don't think that's very helpful. That doesn't cut any ice with me because maybe I'm quite selfish and maybe don't think about other people enough. But
No, I don't think it's okay if you're not feeling very well or there's something going on. I think that's
yeah,
absolutely fine to actually concentrate on that. It
yeah,
doesn't mean you don't care about other people. It's
yeah.
just got nothing to do with what's going on with
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. I mean, someone that, living in another country who's maybe, starving doesn't really help you with your sleep, does it? If anything, it's going to keep you more awake, isn't it?
Mm.
So, I
And
mean,
they probably sleep better because they're so weak.
yeah. Well, where they live, they probably say, well, there's someone in the UK you can't sleep. Just consider that next time you're searching for a meal. It doesn't work. My parents always, if I didn't eat my dinner, they'd go, oh, there's all those starving Ethiopians. That was the time of the famine. I was like, well, I don't want to eat this. And they go, oh, we'll send it. You'll send it to Ethiopia then. I mean, I used to just say, well, just stick it in an envelope then, because I'm still not eating it.
Said that when I was little as well.
Oh, well, it's true, isn't it? Let
But
them
I
have
mean,
it
I'm
then.
wondering how old you were because I was probably about 4 or 5.
I think the perfect
You like
answer,
about sort of
the
18.
perfect answer to this question, Jim, is usually 27, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
always 27 in there.
yeah,
When will you learn?
yeah, absolutely. Jeremy, got any top tips before we move on about how to get to sleep?
Chamomile tea. I'm back to my chamomile tea.
Well, there must be some things in life, Gemma, that chamomile tea can't fix, surely.
I'm yet to find him. It's nicer than peppermint tea. Had a little bit of a belly bug earlier in the week, and someone said peppermint tea. If anything's going to make you heave, it's that.
No, that makes me sick. Peppermint tea. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ginger tea is nice.
So can I just put a disclaimer out here? We're not mental health experts on this show, so please consult your doctor.
No shit.
If anyone listening to this can't work that out, then they're in a terrible state. Please seek help.
I think you should put that disclaimer on the front of the episode, the end of the episode.
Oh, have you tried heroin? Has anyone tried crack?
Yeah. As that guy Super Hands in Peep Show always says, it's a bit Moorish. So Jim,
Yes, Jim.
cheer us up. You must have some good news for us.
Of course, I've got some good news for you. Shall we get the ball rolling?
Yes, please.
There is a story that we absolutely do have to talk about. We should really have done it last week, to be honest, but we were busy talking about rugby with Emily, so I had to sit on the bench.
Good show.
Nerd.
Good show. Good show. Great guest. If you haven't heard that one yet, take a listen.
Now, if you've been listening to Everything It's Fine probably for any length of time, and frankly, it's on you if you haven't, then you will have heard us regularly talk about the High Seas Treaty. We know it's a bit boring, but it's boring in the same way that breaks are boring. They're just really important, right? So we're going to talk about it again today. So just live with it. Because the High Seas Treaty, also known as the Biodiversity Beyond National Jurisdiction Agreement, or BBNJ, if you like talking in acronyms and having no one understand you, has now officially entered into force. It's law. It's real. Governments can no longer quietly ignore it, even though some of them really, really want to. So what does that mean then? Well, for the first time ever, the bits of the ocean that don't belong to anyone, that's nearly half the surface of the Earth, incidentally, now have an actual legally binding framework to protect them, and that matters. Because until now, the high seas have basically been the Wild West, or more accurately, the Wild Wet. We've had overfishing, we've had pollution, we've had prospecting for deep sea mining, and it's all happening in international waters with a level of oversight best described as, yeah, don't do that, please, mate. So now the treaty's actually law. Well, so what, I hear you ask? What does it actually do?
Jim, what does it do?
Well, Stu, I'm glad you asked me that. It does a few big things. First, it finally allows countries to create marine protected areas in international waters, so not just inside national zones, but out in the open ocean where whales and sharks and entire ecosystems live their lives, blissfully unaware of flags and borders. Second, it means that before companies or countries go charging in with industrial scale projects like deep sea mining, they're now supposed to carry out proper environmental impact assessments, which sounds obvious, but up till now it's been very much an optional extra, like legroom or ethics. Third, and this is actually pretty radical, it sets rules around marine genetic resources. So if someone discovers something valuable in the deep ocean, like a compound that could be used in medicine, then it's not a case of finders keepers anymore. Benefits have to be shared equally, especially with poorer nations. So basically what it does, it puts in place all that scaffolding to protect the ocean properly. And it's also absolutely central to the global goal of protecting 30% of land and sea by 2030. So without the high seas, that target was a bit like a maths problem everyone was just politely ignored. Now, before we all get carried away, and I can see from your faces you're very close to getting carried away.
Oh, yeah.
A quick reality check. Sorry, but the treaty becoming law doesn't magically protect anything. Not one single fish overnight. What happens next is that the countries who've ratified it can start proposing protected areas, setting up decision-making bodies, and using the mechanisms that the thing creates. So 2 preparatory meetings were held in April and August last year at the UN headquarters in New York, and the final meeting is going to be held in the same place from March the 23rd to April the 2nd. And those meetings give governments and negotiators the opportunity to develop their recommendations, and that's going to shape all the critical elements of the treaty. So it's going to be slow and bureaucratic and deeply, deeply unglamorous. But you know what? That's what actual progress usually looks like.
It's worth it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So according to the text of the agreement, the first meeting to monitor progress on implementation, including, importantly, acting against those who break the rules, is going to take place no later than 1 year after the agreement enters into force. So that's all we need to talk about the UK.
Jim, have the UK signed up?
Well, they've made all the right noises. They've given speeches. They've absolutely loved all the photo ops next to the sea. But guess what?
Oh, come on.
Still haven't ratified it now. And that's not great for a country that likes to talk a big game about global leadership and stewardship. Stuff. We host international climate talks with champion marine science. We literally have great in the name, and yet just sitting on the sidelines while this thing actually starts working. We're not the only ones. Incidentally, the US, the world's biggest economy, haven't ratified it either. India are working through some domestic legislation. And Russia remains one of the very small minority of nations that has neither adopted or ratified the treaty.
Oh.
They like doing things the way they are, which coincidentally involve no rules at all.
What about China? What about China?
Yeah, they've still got to come to the party as well. A lot of the big boys are missing, but the door's still open for ratification. And the more nations that do it, the better the whole thing's going to work. Ratification is not symbolic after all. It's the difference between being in the room and being outside shouting suggestions through the window. But look, this is genuine. It's good news, historic even. And it's also a reminder that progress isn't finished just because we've got a headline. So next phase is the implementation, enforcement and political will. And in the UK's case, just signing the paperwork and showing up. Having the first high seas marine protected areas established through the BBNJ agreement before 2030 would be a remarkable success. So says Robert Blasiak, the Associate Professor of the Stockholm Resilience Centre. Still, the oceans have rules now. They're not perfect rules, but they're rules. That's the first step to protecting a huge chunk of the planet. I think that feels worth celebrating. Come on.
It was like the other way round, and like actually all the power was in the ocean. And we were like sort of at the mercy of the ocean, and like fish actually ruled the world.
A bit like that program, The War Between the Land and the Sea, that was on over Christmas.
Oh, is that a thing? I thought I've just come up with a really good idea for a story.
No, that got into sort of weird fish sex. It went a bit off the rails.
No one wants weird fish sex. Or the other option is just for them to leave, like in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where all the dolphins left and said so long and thanks for all the fish. But what I would like to just rewind a little. Did you say the wild wet?
I did say the wild wet. Yeah, do you like that?
Oh, do you know what? I'm really sorry that I didn't notice the first time round. Can you say it again?
Can you do that bit again?
Just slower?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. This matters because until now, the high seas have basically been the Wild West, or more accurately, the Wild Wet.
But
Yeehaw!
You-
I can't believe. I mean, you weren't here, Shelley, but I did this pirate joke a couple of weeks ago, and I got lambasted, and then he's got the cheek to throw in a punchline like
We
that.
are going to have some kind of pun, like top 10 or something.
The thing is, Stuart, that the pirate joke that you told was a very, very old joke. That was the only problem with it.
Okay, what about if someone found some treasure? Whose is it in this new agreement?
The rules. Do you not listen to everything I just said, Stu? The rules are being worked out at the moment.
Okay, what about now? Say someone found a big treasure chest full of jewels and gems and so on. Because you said it's not finders keepers. So whose is it?
Right, Stu, I refer you to my earlier answer. They're working this out at the moment. Go on, ask me again in the same question in a different way. Go on.
Okay.
They're working it out, Stu.
Yeah, but in the meantime, in this grey area, say if I sailed a ship to one of these areas and found some treasure, could I keep that?
Stu, I don't care. Do what you like with it, mate.
Why don't you go now?
You probably want to hurry up before they sort out the details of this treaty, though. You might not be able to.
Well, that is great news, and that's certainly going to give us more news in 2026. So this story can continue. That's one of our favourite threads, isn't it? So
we do enjoy talking about this.
So we look forward to the next update.
Let's move on and talk about other things. Oh God, it's Stu. You've been looking hastily into news stories earlier today, I think, in a bit of a rush.
I have hastily.
A couple.
Yeah.
So the floor is yours. You're going to tell us, I think, how taking a bit more exercise,
yes,
and not sitting on our backsides quite so much might just help us to live longer.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about you, but I've got quite a complicated relationship with the word exercise.
Even though you have an active waistband.
Well, yes, that is one of the reasons I do have an active waistband. But I think what it does do, it conjures up for me images of expensive gym memberships, 5 a.m. alarm clocks, and the grueling sweat of running. So for decades, we've been told, haven't we, that, you know, we aren't hitting the target, that we've got to do this 10,000 steps a day and that magical 150 minutes a week. We're all doomed to fail, unless, of course, you're Jim, who's done how many miles in January?
142 now, I think it is.
Which is kudos, all raising money for epilepsy. So good for you. You haven't got the complicated relationship. To me, always the mountain looks too high to climb. I usually stay at base camp, probably have a cocktail and then just go home. We assume that small efforts don't count, but what I found out today is that the secret to adding years to your life isn't necessarily in long runs and marathons, but in the time it takes to brew a cup of coffee. So this is right up my street. Recent research involving over 135,000 people across the UK, US, and Scandinavia has just shattered the all or nothing myth. Scientists have found for the average person, adding just 5 minutes of moderate activity to the day, the kind that makes you breathe a little heavier and feel a little bit warmer, was associated with a 10% reduction in premature deaths. It's not just about what we add, it's about what we swap. So the study has found that reducing our sitting time by just 30 minutes a day, swapping the couch for a Potter, this is my kind of thing, a little bit of light housework, okay, maybe, or a slow stroll, cuts the risk of death by another 7%. So when you combine these tiny shifts, you aren't just exercising, you're literally re-engineering your biological future. Thing is, gets even better. The University of Sydney looked at the optimal trio, talked about this earlier, sleep, diet, and movement. They found that for those with the most room for improvement, adding an extra 5 minutes of sleep, 2 minutes of brisk walking, and just half a serving of vegetables could lead to an extra year of life. So we often think, don't we, the decade of extra life requires a radical, painful transformation. But the research has showed that the optimal combination, 7 to 8 hours of sleep, if you can get it, 40 minutes of activity, doesn't just make you feel better, it can buy you 10 years tomorrow. So the beauty of this science is its feasibility. This clearly isn't advice for elite athletes. This is advice for all of us, the office worker, the student, the grandmother. It's a low bar, which attracted me, with a high ceiling of benefits. It means the pressure is off. You don't need to find an hour today, just 5 minutes. Take the stairs instead of the lift, park the car a little bit further from your door, stand up when you're making a phone call. So we're living in an age, aren't we, of life hacks, but the ultimate life hack is recognizing that your body is a vessel that rewards even the smallest kindness. Evolution didn't design us to be stationary, but it also didn't require us to be superheroes. It just wants us to move a little. Great news, especially in January, after Christmas excesses and people going in detoxes and so on. Just got to stand up a little bit more, sleep a bit better, and move around. So that's something we can all do, isn't it? Starting from tomorrow.
I'm working on
that. Have you tried not having insomnia?
It's all right. Dr. Betts has given me some really good advice.
He's not an actual doctor. I just do need to put that disclaimer.
Well, I especially agree with the exercise thing. Well, actually, all of it. I mean, sleep. Yeah, you need sleep, and it's a sore subject for me at the moment. But yeah, with exercise and diet, I do think that like all those things do overcomplicate it, don't they, and make it really impossible. And it's like some of that stuff's really great for some people because some people love running, cycling, being competitive kind of with themselves, and that's like what some people's personalities are like. But for some other people, that's quite intimidating, isn't it? Know, if you, like many children, were traumatized by PE at school, and actually the thought of joining in at gyms and things can be quite off-putting. And I just feel like it's always just the same. I mean, because I do that with people, say you just got to set like what's realistic for you, and as you start to feel better, you then start to be able to increase what you can do, and your confidence then increases as well.
Okay, so it's self-fulfilling then, isn't it, in the end? Maybe people who are recovering as well, isn't it, from like surgery or maybe a mental health issue. It's just about getting moving again, isn't it? And that then builds resilience and hopefully leads to sort of better well-being. Just on the PE teacher bit, I mean, I went to school in the early 80s, and I had a very complex relationship with sport. My PE teacher, for instance, if you forgot your towel, you had to have a shower, drip dry, naked, whilst he hit you with a table tennis bat on the arse in front of all the rest of the class. And the bat was called Bertie the Bat.
Just a bit of child abuse then.
Yeah. But it was the 80s, that was the 80s.
That was really absolutely still illegal in the 80s, wasn't it? Like in the 70s that they got rid of they weren't allowed to use physical punishments.
It was only if you forgot your towel.
Oh yeah, there was a get out clause in that. There was a loophole in that law.
Well, I did say I did say to my parents once about this, and they said, "Well, don't forget your towel then." That was good advice. So I didn't forget my towel. So I didn't.
That's right up there with "Have you tried not having insomnia?" Isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, just going to sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cut this out. But what the hell was the correlation between nonciness and PE teachers back in the day?
I don't know. It just sort of seemed to go.
Our old swimming teacher went to. Don't think we should be naming his names on something.
No, we'll cut that out.
But yes.
Well, could you? Is he on a list? Is he on a list?
I think he is
he's
now.
already named.
Well, I don't know. He might still be inside for all I know.
I mean,
they don't treat those people particularly kindly in prison, do they?
That said PE teacher, because we used to go swimming at that school when we were in middle school, and used to have a stuffed dolphin as you walked in called Camilla, and you had to stroke Camilla's nose. And if you didn't stroke Camilla's nose, he would shout at you. Now, there was obviously something awry, wasn't there? So that was that. And then also at my next school, not only did we have Bertie the Bat, but we also, for one day only, had Willie the Whip. We were playing tennis one day, and we were walking along the school field. My cat's just popped in. Yeah, I know. It's terrible, isn't it? It wouldn't happen these days.
Trying to tell you something.
Things to say about Willie the Whip, hasn't she?
Yeah, so we're walking back from the tennis courts, and he found this like piece of rubber on the grass. I thought he was just bringing it in. Well, anyway, this particular day, someone forgot their towel, and I guess he thought he'd try something new. So had the shower, got naked in front of us all. We're all watching. Then he started whipping him, this poor lad with Willie the Whip. So we were all just sitting there like, what the hell? This is like escalated from Bertie the Bat, isn't it? But
It escalated a long time ago.
Okay. But to be fair to the PE teacher, because we had German next, he did actually come in, got the boy out and said, I'm really sorry, I went a bit too far. Can we just keep this to ourselves?
Oh, well, that's all right then.
God.
So, not a great fan of PE, I have to say. And maybe that has kind of soured my relationship with exercise. So I might do this make a cup of coffee thing instead. There seems to be less jeopardy involved.
Let's move on to our next story, shall we? I'm really sorry, Stu again. Stu, you're going to tell us how we might have been wrong all these years about dopamine.
Yeah, can I just say again, I'm not a
No,
doctor.
please don't.
I'm not a doctor.
Oh, okay, you can say that.
Yeah,
God,
I'm not
sure
a
what you were gonna
doctor.
say again.
I mean, I am kind of dispensing quite a lot of advice tonight, but just want to make it clear, I'm not a health professional.
No, I think people are probably aware of that, Stu, but thank you for pointing that out again. So tell us what you found out, not from your own medical research, incidentally,
All right.
but from reliable sources about what we've been getting wrong about dope.
Well, we've all been there, haven't we? You know,
Have we?
staring.
Have we, Stu?
We've all been there, haven't we? Staring at the phone screen for just one more minute, and then it turns into 2 hours. Jim.
It's gonna be a long night.
Fuck's sake, Stu. I can't believe you've actually gone and like totally fucked yourself over now, haven't you? You actually like stewed yourself. Now you know how we all fucking feel.
Oh dear me. Nice cup of tea there.
Chamomile, yeah?
Okay. So we've all been there, haven't we?
Have we?
Okay. Right, we've all been there, haven't we? Staring at the screen for one more minute, then it turns into an hour, or feeling a wave of boredom the moment we finally achieve a long-term goal. We often feel like we're at war with ourselves, like our brains are broken. We can't just sit still and be happy. At least I can't. We have this beautiful, don't we, romanticized vision of our ancestors. We have this, yeah, I know. We have this beautiful romanticized vision of our ancestors, hunter-gatherers wandering through the woods, perfectly content with a handful of, well, with a handful of berries and a sunset. I mean, who wouldn't be happy with a handful of berries and a sunset?
Would you be happy with that, Stu?
I think I would.
Yeah, just
You know,
a handful of berries, your sunset.
Back
It
to
sounds
nature.
quite achievable. That does.
Handful of berries.
I think you could just do that tomorrow if you want. Just
Yeah,
And
well,
it incorporates the
get
whole
some berries.
activity thing, doesn't it?
yeah. But, you know, what do we do? I hear you ask.
We do, Stu.
Yeah, we blame modern life, don't we? French fries and TikTok for our anxiety. That's what we do, isn't it? We blame French fries and TikTok.
I mean, to be fair, Stu, I blame you for most of mine.
But I tell you what, science tells us a different, much more exciting story. Your brain isn't broken. Your brain is not broken.
I never said it was. What the hell is this?
I would like to actually disagree with that.
Do you know what? It's doing exactly what it was designed to do. So the culprit, or rather the hero of this story, is dopamine. We often call it, well, I don't, but some people do. We often call it the pleasure chemical, but that is really a bit of a misunderstanding. Think of Rose R. I mean, you probably can't, because you probably don't know who she is. But this is a woman in a survey who spent 43 years in a frozen state due to a lack of dopamine. She wasn't paralyzed. She was in the state of non-experience. Without dopamine, the brain doesn't see a reason to move, to think, or even reach for food. Dopamine isn't the feeling of having the reward. It is the engine that drives us to get it. It is the better than expected chemical. When you encounter a surprise or an unexpected success, dopamine surges and whispers one thing into your cortex, doesn't it? And do you know what that whisper says? Figure this out. It pushes us out of the dark room of boredom and into the world of action. So next time you hear that, Jim, Shelley, Gemma, figure this out. This is where it gets interesting. Dopamine responds to surprise. It makes us obsessed with patterns. Think about, if you will, a pigeon in a cage. You all doing that?
Sure.
If you give it a reward, every time it pecks a button, right, it eventually gets bored. But if you make the reward unpredictable, if it only comes sometimes, the pigeon will peck obsessively until it drops. This is the, yeah, that's how dopamine works, Shelley. I know.
It's just torture.
Do you know what this is, dopamine? It's the secret sauce, yeah, as in sauce behind the social media and gambling. But it's also the secret behind every great human achievement. It's why we don't stop after one scientific discovery or one beautiful painting. We are wired to crave the unlocked pattern. Evolution didn't want us to be content. It wanted us to be restless. The content animal stays put and eventually runs out of food. The restless, unsatisfied animal looks over the hill, finds the next resource, and survives. If we are biologically designed to be perpetually unsatisfied, is that bad news? No. Instead of viewing your restlessness as a flaw, view it as your brain's way of ensuring that you never stop growing. That itch for something more isn't a sign of a midlife crisis. It is a sign that you're alive and your dopamine system is doing its job. We aren't meant to be in a permanent happy place and stay there until we disintegrate. We are meant to be explorers. Our dissatisfaction is the fuel for our creativity. It's the reason we build cities, write symphonies, and reach for the stars. Peace of mind is a wonderful place to visit, but restlessness is where we live. So the next time you feel the urge for more, don't beat yourself up. Smile at your ancient animal brain and say, okay, let's go figure it out.
Well, thank you for that, Stu. I wasn't expecting you to whisper creepily at me and start talking about secret sauce. Well, sticking with the subject of dopamine, Gemma, you've got a story for us, I believe, about National Puzzle Day. Tell us all.
Well, did you know that January the 29th is National Puzzle Day in the USA?
Tomorrow.
I did not.
Yay.
Will they be puzzling out why on earth they've elected a complete moron as their president?
That will be the big the big puzzle, I imagine. So that actually just answered what is National Puzzle Day. So I need to go no further.
That's it in a nutshell.
In a
Go on,
nutshell.
tell us.
Well, it's a day which celebrates puzzles of all kinds, from crosswords and jigsaw puzzles to Sudoku and word searches. Many national days were created by businesses as marketing tools to boost sales. Hello, Hallmark's 1919 creation, National Friendship Day. National Puzzle Day, however, has far more wholesome beginnings. Jodie Gill created her brain baffle puzzles by hand, no less, and gave them away in the official Freebies for Teachers magazine. The requests for the puzzles grew so much that Jodie decided to give them away free on just one day of the year. 1994 saw the day being observed as National Puzzle Day, and by 2002 the day had gained widespread recognition, with puzzle enthusiasts of all ages embracing the day to test their little grey cells. There have been claims that puzzles can prevent dementia. This is a very strong statement, according to Roxy Carrere, Professor of Clinical Neuroanatomy at the University of Southampton. A more appropriate way to put it is, puzzles help delay the onset and worsening of the symptoms of dementia. Anytime we perform a task, the area of the brain responsible for that task needs more blood. That forces the blood vessels to open up and feed the brain. When they do, they also help clear waste. For both processes to work, the vessel walls need to be flexible. When you do a puzzle, you engage different areas of the brain: vision, association, memory. That stimulates blood flow to those areas, even in slightly compromised vessels, which helps maintain functions. There are also studies which suggest that puzzles can stimulate the production of serotonin, helping to improve mood, and dopamine, creating a sense of accomplishment. It would seem puzzles are good for our brain health, but are not a standalone defence against cognitive decline. Genetics and lifestyle choices also play a factor. If you have a good heart, you have a good brain, said Dr. Rong Zhang, Professor of Neurology at UT Southwestern Medical Center in Dallas. Whatever risk factors that are bad for your heart, such as high blood pressure, smoking, obesity, or a lack of physical activity, these things are also bad for your brain. Other benefits of puzzles include relaxation, improved memory, and improved fine motor skills. So why not use National Puzzle Day as a reason to take a break from the screen, dedicate some time to mindfulness, and to oil your own little grey cell?
What puzzles are you into, Shelley?
Jigsaw puzzle. I haven't done one for ages, but I really have an urge to do like a jigsaw puzzle that's got like thousands of pieces in it.
Maybe you could start like with 500, because then 1,000 pieces, you get a little bit more semi-pro. Then you get up to sort of 2,000 pieces. That's like for the professionals.
I'm not going to time myself doing it. Like, I could get one that's got 1,000,000 pieces in it.
You don't need. You don't need 1,000,000 pieces. But have you tried 1,000 pieces? That's quite hard. That's quite difficult.
I want to just do that, and even if it takes ages to do it, that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah, what you need is a big board, though. Got to have a big board, unless you've got big
One of
tape.
those rolly mat they're quite
Yeah, rolly mat, that sort
particularly
of thing.
with the cats.
You could get
Yeah.
you could get a cats one, Cats of the World, 1,000 pieces. So this is all about coming off the screen, isn't it? So maybe get a puzzle book as well, Sudoku.
Yeah.
I've never actually done a Sudoku. Has anyone done a Sudoku here?
Never done a Sudoku.
No, I've never done one.
And you've never had chamomile tea?
No, I know. I haven't lived, have I?
Wow. Every day you surprise me, Stu.
Gemma, stop making Stu feel bad about himself.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, I've missed so much.
I once won £250 on doing a Sudoku.
Really?
Oh, really? Fantastic. Was it quite a hard cryptic one, was it?
No, not particularly. It's just a competition one.
Yeah. What
Nice.
Was that in the paper or a puzzle book? But it's not all about the reward, is it, Gemma?
It's not, no.
This is just about well-being, isn't it? But if you get a bit of bonus money, dopamine kicks in, and Bob's your uncle.
So basically, get yourself some berries, and a puzzle book,
Go for a walk,
and a sunset, and you're away, aren't you?
Absolutely. That's what we've learned tonight. So lots of good advice for you, Shelley.
Now, we did bring up one of Shelley's absolute favourite topics of conversation there, which is cats. And I believe, Shelley, that you have a story at least connected to cats.
I do. It's also connected to competitions as well. So
It's almost like we planned these.
it's like you did a running order. Our favourite cat charity, Cats Protection, have just opened a writing competition called Cat Tales for anyone who is feeling creative, who would like to enter a short story about cats. On the site, it describes this as whether it's a heartwarming tale of hope, a magical adventure, or a mischievous mystery, this is your chance to let your imagination run free. The only thing we ask is that entries feature cats at their core and highlight the special connection that they share with people. The competition is open to over 18s, but you can choose a story for readers who are children. So there's two categories. So there's children's stories and adult literature, but it's only for adults to write the stories. So you could do like a kind of magical fantasy children's cat story if you wanted, or you could do something that's a bit more adult. Like R-rated. The competition is only open to over 18s, but you can write a story that's like in the children's stories category. So children can't write the stories, but you could write a children's story. There's an adult literature and a children's literature section. So you could have like a children's fairy tale story, or you could have something that's a bit more adult, deep and meaningful, emotional maybe.
See, when you said adult literature, I got a little bit concerned.
That just goes to show what your experience of adult literature is, Jim, doesn't it?
It helps me to relax, Shelley. I make no apologies.
Listen, when does this close, this competition?
So it closes on the 31st of March, and it's a £10 entry fee to raise money for the charity.
Yeah.
The stories will be judged by celebrity authors and guests.
Yeah.
And the winner will have their story printed in their cat magazine, and also will receive a prize bundle from Cult Pens. Or I was thinking of entry. I was going to ask you guys if you were interested in entering.
I mean, should we all do it? £10 for cat charity and all enter?
Yeah, because it doesn't matter if it's rubbish. We've paid £10 to cat. I've had a little idea. I was thinking of writing a story about some cats who are trying to legalise catnip, and they have a lip farm.
Well, you don't want to share it, do you? Because, you know, I might take that.
Is catnip illegal?
You're going to take my idea.
Well, I might do if it's good.
We've just recorded
Jeffrey Archer did this. Do you remember that story? So Jeffrey Archer, the famous celebrity liar, he judged a literature competition, and then he basically stole the winning entry and rewrote it as his own and had it published. And it was about a story where the narrator turned out to be the cat, giving it a link back to this as well. So, you know, he'll have your story, Shelley. There we go. Well, let's stay on the topic of animals, shall we? A couple of weeks back, listeners, you might remember Gemma stepped in on the lamb news desk in Shelley's absence and told us the story of some sheep going into a shop. And Stu just wasn't that impressed with the story, I think it's fair to say. So in the spirit of annoying Stu, wherever and however I can, I've got a story for you about a cow called Veronica. Okay, she lives in Austria, pretty unassuming Swiss brown cow. She lives on a farm, eats grass, and she started using a broom to scratch herself. Both ends of the broom, not of herself. She uses the wide bristled end when she wants to scratch a large area, and the more pointy end if she's got a little itchy spot to sort out. So there you go, a bit of cow news for you. So what do you think about that?
That sounds interesting. Is there more?
That sounds preposterous.
Well, it is both preposterous and interesting.
Hey, Jim, cowabunga.
Oh, God.
Oh, Stu, give yourself a pat on the back for that. Now, let's unpack why this particular cow story has astonished Austrian scientists, who I'd imagine are a group of people who are notoriously difficult to astonish. Because these scientists didn't just notice Veronica doing a bit of itch relief out the back. They actually put that behaviour to the test, around 70 odd tests. And specifically the sort of tests where you give the cow a deck brush in different orientations and watch which ends she uses for which bits of her body. And they realise that the way she's switching the broom about, right, she knows what she's doing. So this is tool use with intention. And flexible multi-purpose tool use which is where the same object gets used in different ways depending on the job, that's basically only been reliably seen in humans and our famous tool-using cousins, the chimpanzee, until now. Veronica, by the way, she's not a pet trained for tricks. She's not in the circus. She's just an old Swiss brown who figured out how to use things around her to make her life a bit easier. And that's a tiny bit of cognitive flexibility. And it pulls a massive wedgie on decades-old assumptions about what livestock are capable of. Okay, so she's not brandishing a tiny hammer like she's building IKEA furniture for calves. We're not preparing for the planet of the cows anytime soon. Cows aren't going to be inventing cow-scale smartphones next week. But it should make you stop and think. Maybe we've undervalued bovine brains all these years. Or maybe our farmers just given her too much free time and access to brooms. But the researchers have noted that most cows are rarely given the opportunity to interact with a variety of manipulable objects. Also, most cows don't reach their age. They don't live in open and complex environments. But the research team are now interested in understanding which environmental and social conditions allow these behaviours to emerge in livestock species, and how similar cases might have gone unnoticed because no one was looking for them. So they'd like to hear from anyone out there who's observed cows or bulls using sticks or other handheld objects for useful actions. So that if you've been chased by a bull who's trying to trip you or whack you up with a large stick, look, just get in touch with Professor Alice Auersperg and her team. Auersperg.
Kaczynski.
Professor Alice Auersperg.
I think we've been doing that forever, haven't we? Underestimating animals. And we've just seen them as food. And I don't know if anyone's seen that film Cow. If you ever watch that, it's about a mother and a calf and the journey they go through. It's really sad, actually.
Oh, it sounds a bit depressing.
Yeah, well, it just goes to show that, cows, they form bonds and relationships just like we do. And as they're now finding out, if they're allowed to live long enough, that there is cognitive development as well.
This is my little sort of antidote, if you like, on social media. But I warn you, these are things that I have started following and watching because I find it good. So it's only to do with my taste, and you might not all feel the same way, but I think I've got excellent discerning taste over these sorts of things. And I mean, the reason I've sort of gone down this route, and I'm imagining as I wrote this, is that we tend to attract a slightly more left-leaning audience. But because if you are somebody who is like that, probably in your news feeds on social media, unless you're on TikTok, because I think they're not showing a lot of things on TikTok, you're probably going to be getting a lot of like influencers who are speaking about the atrocities that's happening in the world, especially in America at the moment. And because I'm finding there's a lot of influencers who are actually finding they're not able to do their normal content at the moment because they don't find it appropriate, and they feel so angry, understandably, as well, about what's happened. I've actually found it quite interesting seeing what like Black and Indigenous Americans have been saying, because they've all sort of, a lot of them is saying is like, yeah, we told you this was happening. It's been happening to us for like forever. But they are sort of saying, of course they are more scared because they said if it's happening to them, whatever happens to white people, it will be even worse for them. With that in mind, though, I think it is quite good to sort of, take notice of all of those things and listen to what people are saying. But it is okay to give your mind a little bit of a break from it, because I was just finding as I'm scrolling, it's everything is upset and angry influencers, and I do want to hear it, but I do want to get a little bit of joy back into things sometimes as well. So I have, as you know, I'm having trouble sleeping, and so one of the things that's helped me on YouTube is a channel called Cooking Tree. It is just 2 hours of Korean baking, nothing but someone just making endless really nice cakes and cookies and desserts. I think it is just one woman, and she is so skilled. Like, the stuff she makes looks so delicious, and there's no music in the video, there's no speaking, it's just her cooking. and she puts like little instructions along the bottom of the screen in Korean and in English as well. And yeah, when I was watching it though the other night, I actually had to go and get a biscuit. I was like, I'm really hungry, so I had to like get up. So that probably didn't quite help with sleeping. But then there was a point I went back and I was just watching her just mixing something, and I just fell asleep. And when I woke up, it was hours later, and the video finished.
So what you're talking about there is mindfulness, isn't it?
It's like kind of like ASMR, I think, as well. It was, it is because she'll do things at the end when she's baked something. She'll like sort of be snapping the biscuits and like cutting open the cake so you can see what it's like. Oh, she made these like mini glazed donuts, and they were properly crispy on the outside and all soft and warm on the inside. That's why I think that was the point I had to go and get a biscuit.
What did you go and get? I suppose just like a bourbon cream or something like that.
Digestive.
And did that satisfy?
No.
No. What is this program? What channel is it on?
It's a channel called Cooking Tree. She's also got a website as well with all her recipes on.
Okay.
So you can get shorter ones where it's just individual videos of the things she makes. So that is quite good.
Does she make any savoury products, or is it all cakes?
I haven't seen her do anything savoury yet.
Okay.
There's time, but I don't really want anything savoury. I just want all of like the really tall stacked up cakes and things. That's what I want to watch.
Have you got a sweet tooth, Gemma? Does this sound your sort of thing?
Stu, you've seen me. Of course I've got a sweet tooth.
Me too. Me too. I'll send you the link for this, Gemma. You'll
Please
be like, yeah, you're gonna have to go. You'll have to go shopping afterwards.
It could be dangerous, incredibly dangerous. I'm only trying to lose weight, Shelley, not put it on.
Yeah. Don't worry, you just need a little break every now and then from losing weight. So for something that's like a couple of things that are sort of quite irreverent and funny on Instagram that I followed. So this is a new one that I picked up recently, and it's a comedian in New York, and his Instagram is called Black Zeus. And what he does all these like voiceovers to like TV shows and things, but he does a lot to like 80s cartoons, so all the stuff we grew up with. And his special series that I really love is called Booty Pants, which is He-Man. The other thing that I really love is I had to do a cat page. Of course I had to do a cat page. It's called Fur Goblins. I think I sent you some of their videos before, Stu, because this follows the lives of Mr. Percival Kitson, who's the CEO of Spring Tech.
Tech, yeah.
Yeah, because cats love springs. And his employees are Rabidovitz and Lyle, and they are the three beautiful British short hair cats that are having silly voices put over them. They are just so gorgeous, and it's so funny as well. So yeah, that's a really lovely thing to follow. And then my final gem that I found, this is the thing that's brought me the most joy. So it's a psychic, and her page is called Hecat's Herald or Hecat's Herald. I'm not sure I've pronounced that right, but her normal page is just like, tarot readings and things like that. But she has made a prediction that Donald Trump is going to die on the 17th of February, 2026. She actually seems like quite a rational person when she's talking about this. I was then thinking, I'm quite interested now. And she did actually sort of calmly explain, like he does, I mean, it's been sort of picked up that his health is deteriorating and things, but she does have this psychic ability. And that's the sense that she has got a strong sense he is going to die on the 17th of February. But she has said, even though it seems unfair, that sometimes some people's passing will make the world a better place. But also she pointed out that the 17th is going to be the first day of Ramadan, and it's Mardi Gras, and it's also the day after President's Day.
Good. Well, thank you for those recommendations, Shelley.
Can I just say?
No.
Can I just say, as you were talking about America, I know you like this bit. This week, 30% of our listeners were in America. So it's time to say, hello, America. especially Colorado. You've been listening to us hard this week. Keep listening. California also, New York, Virginia, Ohio, Georgia, Iowa, Missouri. But don't forget, if you live in England, Scotland, Wales or Ireland, we love you.
Have we got any listeners in Canada land?
Yes, we have in British Columbia. One particular listener in Vancouver. So I'd just like to say hello to him tonight. Keep listening. He enjoyed listening the other week when I think my cat kept coming in and out. So
I enjoyed listening to your cat, not to us.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, most weeks I'm upstaged by my cat.
What an episode that was. I mean, what an episode. What have we learned tonight? That we are not medical professionals and you really, really should not take any medical advice from us. Okay, one of us is a medical professional.
But mental health isn't my area.
I mean, basically, I suppose what I'm saying is don't listen to Stu. I mean, that's important for us. But listen to him, have a bit of a laugh by all means. But for whatever you do not, and I cannot overstress this, do not follow his advice. If you enjoyed this, I mean, God knows who has. But if by any chance you have, please tell your friends about it. Share it with them. They'll love you forever. You find us on socials. We post stuff. Some of it's a bit weird, but we do. That's because Stu's in charge. Subscribe. I tell you this every week. Come on. Switch on. How many more times do I have to tell you? We will be back next week. Maybe we'll have something more intelligent to talk about. I doubt it, but I can't wait to find out. Until then, be happy, be healthy. And remember, it's all fine because everything's fine, probably.
Go and stroke my dolphin.
Was his dick in it?